Mills, mate. It feels a bit sideways for mine, but if you've got the trades, it is a bit of an out of form premium for an in form guy who's pretty cheap. That just cracks me up. Thank you, Zach. It's too funny. Yeah, Jagger Smith, great call. That's a good point. All right, I'm going to roll over to YouTube now, guys. So, yeah, if you wanted to keep asking a few questions, feel free to join me on YouTube. Otherwise, I will be back with my trades on see you, Zach. I'll be back on Thursday. And, yeah, like I said, if you got any comments that I didn't get to today, chuck them into one of my videos, like a recent video, and I'll try and get to them on Friday night. I normally do get a chance on Friday to get back to a few comments. So hopefully I can talk to you then. Thanks, guys. I'll see you later. YouTube, what's up? How's it going? Don't really know how I ended up with a hat, but it's happened. Give me 1 sec and we'll just get a few things sorted here. Awesome. Good to see you guys. What's going on? Great to see the crew rolling in at this stage of the year. It is getting to the business end, and SuperCoach getting a bit tough, but Pitnet, he was dropped. So fantastic scenes. But Max, I'm top 1% in my second year, and I've learned a lot. Probably going to drop like 10K. Got like 2 trades left. I learned don't trade out your premium, so I think next year will be my year. I like it, mate. And he continues on. The highest I got was top 800. For your second year, mate, that's really good. So, yeah, and that's probably the question too. Like a lot of people were talking about in the TikTok live, do I trade out Neil or Merritt and that type of thing, Rankin? That is an absolute luxury trade. And look, if you can, by all means do it. But it can bite you. It can bite you because you don't want to leave yourself too short on the trades. If you trade out Neil and Merritt and great, you've got Bond and Butters and Gorn, fantastic, but you've gone all the way down to 2 trades to complete your team. And then, who knows, the last month we can get restings or unexpected injuries. So I think if we can complete our sides with 3 or 4 just to give us a little buffer, that might be really important. Combrain, I'm going Matt Carroll, Neil Rasmussen, Sam Walsh to Billy Wilson, Bontempelli, and Horn Francis. Will leave me with 4 trades and hopefully complete side. Thoughts? Yeah, good stuff, mate. I like it. I think this week definitely Bontempelli, Horn Francis, Sam Darcy, even Jack McRae are all options to bring in. I wish I could bring in all 3. I thought I'd have a little bit more time with Bontempelli, but when he just went bang and went nuts, he made himself an absolute must inclusion this week. What is Bont's break even? Let's have a look. Interesting. So his break even is 102. Oh, jeez. Because I'm just thinking, do I trade in Horn, Francis, and Darcy this week and take care of I don't know. I'm going to have to look at it. But, yeah, I'm sick of watching Bontempelli dominate and not being in my team. Horsehead in the bed. That's a serious name. Hey, short man, where is Rookie Coach's invite? Oh, mate, give me time. Just give me time, mate. I'm just getting by, mate. Honestly, I was thinking about him the other day, so I'll have to shoot him a message. Hey, Shooter, what's a bigger mess, your SuperCoach team or your Shauk? Oh, jeez. The Horsehead is pretty reckless, mate. Anthony, Ned Long, Caleb Daniel, Angus Clark, Sam, Darcy, McCarthy, Nick Dacos. Yeah, all good calls, mate. Dacos, Darcy, fallen a bit in price. They're at good prices, mate. And McCarthy makes a hell of a lot of sense. Adam, my God, that is a glorious hat. Thanks, mate. I appreciate that. Why do they have to drop Carroll, says Anthony. I know. And they're just the unexpected things that can happen. I don't think we want to leave ourselves short on the trade front, that's for sure. Zach, how do I send gifts on YouTube? No, mate. There's no need. You've been way too kind, bro. Way too kind. PFP, hey, mate, how's your week been? Yeah, good, thanks, mate. Cheers for asking. How's yours been? I was in was in Melbourne, had a bit of a training day for work today. So it was actually a pretty chill day. Like it was freezing though. Like, so I'm going to the station, right? And I catch it from Marshall. We get to Geelong, massive delay. Turns out there's some works happening or there's a broken pillar at Little River. So we've had to go all the way to Lara, get off, get on a bus. Because it was unexpected, the buses were so late and took a while. I'm like standing in this pouring rain. Oh man, it was fresh. Like my shoes were soaked. It was pretty savage. And then just had to sit on an absolutely packed bus for a while. But look, we got there in the end. Had some food provided to me. So always good when you go to one of those training days and they just got a nice spread of food for you. You know, that really helps. It really helps. And then we got tomorrow, and then it's a student-free day on Friday. So it's a relatively chill week, and then one more week, and then it's holidays. So definitely getting a little bit weary towards the end of the term, but holidays aren't too far off. Rebecca, hi, Shorty. Hope you're going well. Thanks, mate. You too. Appreciate that. Hope the week's treating you nicely. G Money, Shorty, how are you, pal? Pretty good, my friend. How are you? White shorts for danger game may as well have been white flags or white shirts. Cat's just surrendered, and I've got that shirt just sitting on my bed over there. Yeah, that didn't quite work out, did it? I ended up having I had my mate's 30th birthday on the night, and I was spewing. I was like, can't believe this has clashed, you know. But I'm going to my mate's party. Should be a good night. By about half time, I was like, thank God I'm not there, you know. Bullet dodged. Luke, hey, Shorty. How you going? Back in the top 300 because of Bonds 177. That helped me watch the game on Sunday. Yeah, I know. Good stuff, mate. That's awesome. Hope you're going well too, mate. Doesn't it help when you're watching a game? It's a bit of a no-interest game, but you've got a bit of SuperCoach relevancy going on. That just changes the game. There's a lot of games where I'm like, don't give a stuff about the result, but I've got a couple of SuperCoach watches to really hone in on. Nightfall, hey, Shorty. Should I get rid of Carroll since he's been dropped, or Johnson, Keeler, or Clark? At the moment, I've gone Lockie, Neal, Clark, and Keeler for Mills, Darcy, and Butler. Without knowing all those guys' prices and break-evens off the top of my head, I would trade out the guy that's either going to give you more bang for buck. Look, I probably would trade out Carroll because he's 230, so I know he's more expensive than Clark. I'd probably trade out Carroll instead of Clark because at least Clark is playing. You know, he's playing. He's coming off a 60-something. You know, at least he could potentially make you more cash, where if Carroll's been dropped, plus he's worth more, that's probably the only change I'd make there. Luca, Mills projected average. Look, I think for the rest of the year, I reckon 95. I think he'll average 95 for the rest of the year. He's a tough one to judge. He looked fantastic last week, I must admit. He looked really back to his best. So maybe he could be a keeper. He's certainly got that in him, that's for sure. Luke, thinking Whitfield to Mills, I was definitely going to keep Wits, but since he's missing not only the bye, but next week after because of protocols, feels like I have to. Is he really? I did not know that. So does that fall over 2 weeks? Are they playing early the week after or something? That's a bit of a blow. I'm not in a position to be trading out Whitfield, but so they play on the Friday, 4th of July, and he got injured on 22nd of June. So, yeah, that's going to fall within the 2 weeks, isn't it? That is annoying. Yeah, fair enough. G Money, pretty much given up on overall ranking, just playing leagues now. So with a few trades left, had to go Neil to Dawson though, because I'm sick of owning him. Yeah, sometimes it does get frustrating like that, doesn't it? Yeah, certainly not to say that Neil and Merritt and these guys, they could turn it around. Don't get me wrong, but totally understand the frustration, mate. I've had Luke Davies-Uniacke all year, man. It's been a tough watch. It's been a tough watch. Is it a bit sad that I'm already like excited for a clean slate next year and like start again and try and just not make stupid mistakes again? Like I can't wait. Adam, I'm ranked 372 with 3 trades left. Hello. Same shit happens every year. Probably finish 5K again. Well, mate, you're in a good position. You are in a good position. Learn from your mistakes. You've got 3 trades left. I'm hoping your side is complete, but good luck, mate. Keep us updated on that one. Joel, g'day, Shorty. How you going, mate? Pretty good, my friend. How are you? Thanks for dropping in. I appreciate it. Just watching Love Island UK. I think you'll fit right in, minus the fuckwittism. Oh, mate, I appreciate that. Yeah, that loose kind of shows, man. I'll tell you what. People are like, oh, Shorty, you should go on maths. I'm like, bro, that looks wildly toxic. But the way things are going, Shorty might have to. Gee whiz. Zayden, TDK, and Darcy, or Jordan Dawson and Dylan Moore. TDK is Vicentini, and Dawson has Richmond, so I'm completely stuck. Is this for a VC or is this for an actual trade? Oh, no, we're talking about two different things there. Right, I'm with you. I would go De Koning and Darcy, mate, of those two. I'd definitely go that way. PFP got 9 trades. Teams got 2 more spots to fill. I want to trade out Neil. Well, with only 2 spots, to trade out Neil is probably a fair call. Like, if you've got 9 trades, I don't mind that at all. That's pretty well done. Here we go, Jay Toop, the man that I'm planning to take on in the goal kicking this holidays. He says, I think brought some bad vibes down to G-Town last week. Apologies, Shorty. But my God, the stadium pissed off. Haven't been there since the redevelopment. We had to stand the whole game. No seats, mate. I mean, you're probably in standing room. That's probably why. But, fair enough, mate. Look, wasn't a good day for the Cats. It really wasn't. But hopefully you ended up at Lammy's, mate, and got up to a bit of mischief. G-Money, you bring in Gordon. You did say you were going to before round 1. Yeah, look, he could end up being a trade-in, mate. If he just, averages 90 for a bit, builds in slowly, he could be a nice little inclusion at 540 or 530. I might have to, mate. Oh, I'm starting Gordon next year, all right? Hold me to it. I'll start Errol next year. Sir Dumb Hoovenor, whatever that is, taken a risk this week, gone Neil and Gray to Brayshaw and May. Will leave me with 5 trades, then 3 once I turn Carroll and Johnson into Whitfield. Yeah, fair play. Look, Whitfield is going to come into a really nice price range for a lot of people. So, no, I like that, mate. Look, I think sometimes we've got to trade aggressive, so that's fair. Waters, Shorty, dig the hat. Thanks, mate. Hope you're well, man. You too. Good to see you. What to do with Lockie Neal? Bont comes in for me this week, leaves me with 6 trades, 22 premiums, and McCarthy as 23rd. Hard to catch top 5K. I know, mate. I think the old top 5K is feeling a little out of reach. It's a bit sad. With Neil, like, you've got 6 trades, 22 premiums. Yeah, you're sort of right on the brink there. If you don't have Bontempelli, I would probably try and bring him in. But you may well already. Have a look at your side, and I think we eventually got to upgrade McCarthy, that's for sure. Lockie Neal could be a handy M8. He could return to some form. He's certainly not the worst, but yeah, if you feel like you can upgrade him without leaving yourself too short on the trades, I think bringing in someone who's in form, and it could be a play. Luca told me last week to not get in Grundy. Shame. Yeah, look, he was good again. He was good again. He's in some hot form. But look, that comment wasn't really just around 1 week. I do think if you said who's going to average more for the rest of the year, De Koning, Cherry, Gawn, or Grundy, I'd still have Grundy 4th out of those, provided Pitnet doesn't come in. So, look, you could maybe mount a case between De Koning and Grundy. I get that, but yeah, I think Grundy is in hot form, but geez, he hasn't exactly been trustworthy in recent time, has he? Graz, hey Shorty, I scored 1,800 last week. Had Cherry captain and TDK. Geez, Neil. Gosh, at least I brought in Mills and Darcy in last week. Nice. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, that's a tough week. That is a tough week, and at least you got a couple of good inclusions there, and hopefully you can just wipe last week away and hopefully a better week this week, mate. Waters, have a great week and good luck this week. Great, man. Oh, thank you, mate. Appreciate it. You're a good man. You have a good week too, mate. We'll chat soon, no doubt. I appreciate that. Flag Hawk, should I go Bont or McRae or the Hornet due to him having the lowest break even? Well, look, can you only get one? Like, I think if you can only get one, I wouldn't do McRae. It'd be Horn Francis or Bontempelli. I think you'd want to get both in eventually. I'd probably go Horn Francis purely on there being 50 points difference in the break even. But yeah, hopefully you can get more than just one in this week. I would go Horn Francis out of him, mate. Darcy or Horn Francis. That's the way I would go. But look, I've had a couple of people suggest, they would prefer Darcy, so that's totally fine. I just feel like Horn Francis, given he's more established, he's running through the midfield, I just feel like he's slightly more reliable. I know Darcy's, he's a talk of the town, form play, he's returned fantastically, but he is still a young key forward, and there is still a chance that he has a 70 occasionally. And I guess you could say the same about Horn Francis. But look, anyway, it's just an opinion business. I'd go Horn Francis over Darcy, but I think you really want to get both in, in reality. Darcy break even at 19, so his price is going to go bonkers. So this is the week to get him in for sure. Daniel, g'day, Shorty. Got 23 primos. Do I go Horn Francis, McRae, or 540 ruck and put Jackson forward? Yeah, I'd get Horn Francis, mate. I'd get Horn Francis. I think he's the play this week. He's the play out of those guys. What have we got here? PFP, yeah, it's been all right. Melbourne has had shit weather lately. Good for the snow, though, going down to Hotham soon. Nice, mate. That'll be a bit of fun. Yeah, it's certainly cooled down. I don't mind, a bit of rain and that, but when it's 10 degrees, that's tough. The horse is back. Shorty coming to Melbourne, just not for the goal kicking. Yeah, I got paid today, so, maybe a bit of cash. No. Look, I promise one day. One day I'll get there. Flaghawk, does Pedler, Clark, and Johnson to Horn Francis, Liddy, and May work? Then next week, Carroll, Huswaite, Hooley, and Gray into Bont, Alga, Hayes, and McLaughlin finishes the team with 6 trades. Look, there's a bit in there. Probably the most important part of that comment is finishing the team with 6 trades. That's a big win. I like your inclusions. I'm not over absolutely every break even and price of a few of those younger guys you said, and a few have only played a game or two. But I think to bring in Horn Francis and Bont over the next couple of weeks, finish the team with 6 trades, that's a really good outcome, mate. So I like that. Great. Shorty, your thoughts on Lockie Neal and Clark for Horn Francis and McCarthy? Leaves me 170 in the bank. Yeah, as always, if you have the trades to do a luxury trade of Neal to Horn Francis, then yep, do it. If you're a bit light on, like for me, I've got 8 trades and I need to do 3 upgrades. So I'm not trading out Merritt. I'm not trading out Rankin. I can't afford to do that because I'm looking at finishing my side with probably 3 trades as is. So, but if you're sitting there and you got a bit of extra trades going on, yeah, go for it, mate. Adam, you take the smallest sips of water I've ever seen. Are you even drinking it? This has been on my mind for years. This is brilliant. There you go, mate. Here, get this in you. Damn, big sip. Jeez, that was outrageous, guys. Now, look, I've honestly never really noticed. But this is wild. It's been on Adam's mind for years, and I love it. That is one of the funnier comments I've seen this year. That's brilliant. Zach, when's the quiz? The quiz will be, it's normally about 8:50. About 8:50, mate. Bazalenko, what's going on, mate? How are you? Good to see you. Luke's in the house. Hello, Shorty. How are you? Good hat you got in, mate. Yeah, thank you. Good to see you, mate. You winning the quiz tonight? You were thereabouts last week from memory. Bazookia, that's wrong. Whitfield can play as long as he passes protocols. Okay, look, I thought it was, is it 14 days or 12 days? Because I think with 12 he'll be okay, but with 14 he won't. So I'm sure we'll find out soon enough, but hopefully he is right if he does recover reasonably well. Blue ballers. Technically, he can play if he passes. Okay, so a bit of clarification there. Thank you. Riley. Thinking Pedler, Fonte, and Zach Johnson out for Darcy, Liddy, and Archer May. Leaves me 50K and 3 trades. Or do track Daniel, Chad for McRae, Darcy, and Boxall to Liddy. Do track Daniel, Chad, or McRae to Darcy and Box. Oh, I'm with you. Yeah, I agree. First option for sure. Like, I think that makes a lot more sense with trading out 3 blokes that deserve to be traded. And I think, we want to hold. Yeah, some of those guys are out of form, but yeah, I'd be holding them. I think do the first one for sure, mate. Adam, David Zeta said, "Will we find a play?" Thank you, mate. That's good. All right, thank you, Adam. And just for that, just a tiny little sip for you there, mate. Appreciate your contributions. Luke, Cats played so well on the weekend. Not. You were lucky you're at the party. I know, mate. That was a bit of a stinker. I was dodged a bullet there. Didn't think I would, but we dodged a bullet. Ripper, he'll be fine to play. It's just whether the Giants take the risk on Perth. All right, that's good to know that he's in line. That's cool. G Money, evening shorty. Love the hat. Who do you reckon is better trade between Liddy or Butler? Or wait a week to go Rouston? What's Rouston been doing? So hard to predict, like, job security with these guys. So Rouston's 160 and he's scoring quite nicely. I feel like you wouldn't wait on Rouston. I think he's going to move too far. I mean, I suppose the question is, Lenny or Butler? I mean, of the 3, I prefer Rouston. He really impressed on the weekend, I must admit. But the question might be, if cash isn't that much of an issue, because 70K can go a long way, or 60K, whatever it is. That's the difference between, say, Liddy and Rouston. So if cash isn't much of an issue, if you want that, bit of extra boost from the scoring, which Rouston could provide, I'd probably go him. But if you want to just bank that 60K, Liddy could be a good call. Shorty, do you reckon Sydney can make the finals this year? It's going to be hard with the quality of the top 9. Nah, even if they do catch a bit of form, mate, I think they've left their run too late. I think they're done, mate. Done and dusted for the year. Graz, thoughts on VC Dacos, C Dawson? Dawson, you would say, probably cuts Richmond to shreds, but so I don't mind it. I probably feel a little more comfortable finishing with Dacos. So maybe like Butters or Bont or DeConing or Cherry into Dacos. But Dawson is capable of those big scores. There's no doubt about that. And probably as good a chance as anyone against Richmond to do that. 9 trades left. That's good. That's pretty well set up, mate. Pretty well set up. Galaxy Wolf, Shorty, bro, miss you so much. I miss you too, mate. Good to see ya. Hope you've been well, mate. I see you've got another comment coming up, so it's good to see you. Our heartbeat's true. Graz, heard you came back and, beat Mr. Flying Pies. Goodness me. Hey, rookie coach, G with the hat, my cowboy hat, and Brad's sombrero. We'd make one wild stream. That's it, mate. 100%. I'll shoot you a message, mate. I know the horsehead probably thinks I'm just blowing wind up here, but I actually will. We will join forces. The weeks just get away, mate. They just do. Literally, no joke. On the weekend, I was like, I've got to put the feelers out to a couple of people to collab, and before I know it, it's Wednesday. But over the holidays, I'll be a much freer man, so it'll be good to catch up. I'm good, mate. I'm good. Yeah, probably it's been a good week or so. I reckon a couple of weeks back, I was, feeling pretty flat, was bloody tired, got a cold as well. We're just sort of slogging our way through, but no, we've responded nicely this last week and a half. We've been investing into Shorty a little bit, looking after ourselves. So, no, work's been going really well too, which helps. Joshy Martin, as I'm now focusing on leagues, I have done merit to Bont. Also Butters or Bont VC. I prefer Butters on the VC there, just with Jordan potentially lurking around Bontempelli. And yeah, fair enough. If you got the trades to do that, like I mentioned, fair call. But yeah, you're not alone there in focusing on the leagues, mate. I'm doing the same. Magpies, hi Shorty. This will contain spelling errors and be quite confusing, but I'll try my best. Currently have 13 trades and need 3 upgrades. That's bloody good. This week, Whitfield and 3 other rookies to May, Liddy, and Mills. And he carries on. And Darcy, then next week, Hewitt to Rouston. And the week after that, Johnson back to Whitfield when he drops in price. Yep, then I need 1 upgrade and will sight for a month before going Rouston McCarthy. Yeah, fair call. Look, I mean, they're the sort of trades you can do when you are well set up with those extra trades. Like you've got 13 and 3 upgrades. I've got 8 trades and 3 upgrades. So I'd be doing the same, trying to get Whitfield at the cheaper price. Obviously, I can't afford to do so. But no, you're well set up there, mate. So well played there. Bays Lenka, Neil Clark, Johnson to Liddy Mills, Darcy. Yeah, I think that's a fair call, mate. That looks good. Luke, Shorty, do you reckon Michael Voss should get sacked if they lose tomorrow night? I reckon he should. Yeah, look, I think he'll find it difficult to hold his job because he's been in it for a while. They've had success and now it's dropped away. So I think he'll find it difficult. Yeah, I don't know if it'll happen as soon as next week because if they lose tomorrow, it's not a disastrous loss like it was to North Melbourne. But yeah, I think he may find it hard. And historically, Carlton do. They do like to sack a coach. So maybe that could work 2 ways. They might be like, well, it hasn't worked for us in the last couple of decades. Maybe we just stick true with him and add some assistant coaches and do some trading. Or they could just do what Carlton do and sack some coaches. But yeah, I think he's on thin ice. That'd be fair to say. Yeah, he's answering that one. Hey, Detroit, it's me, Shorty. How's your week been? I'm feeling sick, but I can finally talk SuperCoach, mate. It's good to see you, mate. Good to see you. Luke, not trading out will lose you 2 100s. Feel like you have to trade him to Mills. I'm not sure that talking about Whitfield. Yeah, well, look, the thing is for me, I don't have the trades to, mate. Like, I've just got to hold. I mean, Whitfield will be back. Yeah, Mills is a good call. Like, Whitfield to Mills, it's not a bad call on the surface, but it's all about the trades. If you're like our mate Magpies, you got 13 trades, go for your life. But Shorty's got 8. I can't afford to do that because, yeah, I could do that. We're happy days for a week or so. But if we cop some injuries late in the year or there's a few restings, I could be cooked. I don't want to leave it too thin. Oh, yeah, we touched on that was your overall nice. Yeah, that's good to finish the side with 5 trades. Fantastic. Carroll getting dropped a real eye roll. It's hurt him, mate. That has hurt him. It's no good. McInerney actually did a rise last week, scored just over 100. I think someone in the chat was considering getting him. Yeah, he did come up. He did. Look, he's in good form. I mean, I still don't think over the long term he's going to be someone that is worth a consideration. But yeah, he's in some nice form at the moment. Sir, it's nice to finally be happy with my midfield. Brayshaw, Anderson, Bont, Butters, Dacos, Hewitt, Rosie, and Merritt to carry me home. Finally got rid of Neil and LDU. Yeah, nice, mate. My old friend LDU, who is still kicking in my side somehow. I don't know how he does it, but he's still kicking around. How has he held on for this long? It's unbelievable. Oh, we answered that. Where are we? We're up to Joel. What do you think of this, Shorty? Trading Neil, Clark, Pedler for McCarthy, Mills, Darcy. Technically finishes the team with 2 trades left. Have to push it forward to the midfield, Mills as the flex. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I mean, with that sort of small amount of trades, I think Mills is a great play. Get someone at a bit of a cheaper price that could average really premium numbers. So, yeah, I like that, mate. Good luck. Good luck. Cameron Shorty went down to 3 trades after going Will Ashcroft and Bolton to Darcy and Nass. Wow, looking at holding Sheldricks to either till he either maxes out or no carnage for the rest of the year. Fair enough. Look, is it a bit harsh dropping Will Ashcroft? I mean, I can understand Bolton, but like, gosh, is there a way that you could just hold Sheldrick for a little bit? Could you get Sheldrick to a premium? And I guess Darcy, I suppose the time is now, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's harsh on Will Ashcroft. Like, we're talking about a guy who's coming off a 129 and averaging 103. Like, I don't know. That'd be the only thing I'd say there, mate. But otherwise, looks like you're shaping up reasonably well. Hawksy, Shanky, how are we, big fella? I'm well, mate. How are you? Out of Horn, Francis, McRae, Martin, anyone else? Who's the last forward I should get next week? I have Smith, Track, Kennedy, Daniel, and Darcy right now. Look, of the ones you've mentioned, I really like Horn Francis. Martin's flying. He's going very well. Luke Jackson would be another one to consider. I mean, it's a really tough one to get a read on because they seem to love playing Sean Darcy when he's fit. Let's check to see what the teams do this week. But I feel like Jackson's in just such dominant form. They'd be crazy to change up too much, but sometimes they do. He also attends centre bounce as a midfielder. So I think Jackson has to be thrown into the mix. Honestly, I like all three picks. I think at the price, Horn Francis is great. But honestly, I think they'll all average roughly similar numbers. I think for the rest of the year, you're expecting between, high 90s to 105, maybe 110 if they catch fire for the rest of the year. I think they're all good calls. Maybe just base it on the cheapest one, and that'd be Horn Francis, I believe. Will, should I do Pedler, Bolton to McCarthy, McRae, or McCarthy and Mills? Leaves him with 7 trades and a forward and a flicks to get. Yeah, probably. I'd probably go Mills, to be fair. Like, I think at the price, I think that's probably the play. It might depend on what other options you have in the forward line as well. Like, McRae's at a nice price too. He's at a good price for what he's capable of, but yeah, that extra coin from Mills might really help you. 7 defenders, 7 forwards. I can't remember what that was in regards to. Oh, it was about that. Yeah. Look, I think we answered that one before, but yeah, hopefully we got to that one properly. Cameron Shorty. Oh yeah, we also mentioned that one. Yeah, nice. Cool. We're just finding where we were again. Blackhawk, Shorty. I can get 2 out of the 3. All right, I can't quite remember who it was, but I feel like it was the forwards. I feel like we're going Horn Francis and Darcy, if my memory serves me correct. Oh, Carl, Shorty, man of the people. Saw your round review, Shorty. Can't have our leader dropping his head. There are kids out there looking to you for our rock of Gibraltar in these turbulent times. Oh, no, mate, I'm sorry. Look, it must have been called at a weak moment. Look, we're sticking in there, mate. We're staying fat. We're going to keep pushing through. I still maintain hope that I can maybe push that top 10K. So the optimism is there. But I'll tell you what, sometimes Sunday hits hard. Sometimes it does. Good call, mate. Good call. Get Horn Francis in. I like it. But I can only get Bont next week if I go Hornet. That's okay. Look, Bontempelli's break-even's 100. I'm having the same sort of battle. Like, do I go Darcy and Horn Francis this week, or do I miss on? Who do I miss on? It is a tough call. Do we base it off break-evens? Do we base it off average? It's a tough one. Carl, LDU cracked the tub, Shorty. Sky the absolute limit from here. Mate, he actually looked good. I actually thought that was the best he's played all year. He only scored 107, but yeah, I actually thought he scored well, which was kind of concerning in a weird way because thought he played really well. Didn't even get to 110, but that's okay. We're just going to ride LDU for the whole year, and hopefully he brings me some joy. Hawksy, reckon I'm thinking McRae. Have a look at that SuperCoach finals run. Yeah, okay. What's he got? Let's have a look. So the Saints have got, what are their last four? We got North, Richmond, Essendon, and the Giants. That is three, particularly the three. That is pretty handy. I like your thinking there, mate. I'm considering picking Warner. Yeah, look, he's at a nice price. He's probably someone that got a little less confidence in compared to like a Horn Francis, McRae, and Martin. You know, he's in that real out of form, hot and cold category, like someone like Rankin, but he's capable. He's absolutely capable. Whoops, what have we done here? Also, the propeller hat total today, bold choice. I know it is a bit of a bold choice, mate, but I don't know. Someone, oh, for fuck's sake, someone requested it in the TikTok, so I had to get it going. I don't know why I've still got on, really, but Magpies had a generational stinker last week, 1882 with Bont captain. Wow, Bont captain, and he scored that. That reminds me of my 1950 when I had Gaz as skipper and he scored 250. He scored 500 as my captain. The rest of my team couldn't even score 1,500. AFL champion. Had my best week in ranking last week. Nice. Scored 21-27. Ranked in the top 11%, but only at 19 premiums and 10 trades left. What should my plans be over the next few weeks to complete my trades or complete my team even? Yeah, I think this week the trade targets are Bontempelli, Horn Francis, and Darcy, even Mills, whichever ones of those that you don't already have. But yeah, just trying with 10 trades. 10 trades, you've got 19 premiums, so you want to add 4. Yeah, I think, the general rule of 1 up, 1 down, you'd probably be able to complete that team with 2 trades left. Hard to say completely without seeing your full side, but I would try and pick off some of those guys that are a bit cheaper, just to ensure you make the best bang for buck with your side there, mate. I'm considering Horn, Francis, Warner, Track, and McInerney in the forward line, but I reckon Horn is the safest option. Yeah, I agree. I think definitely of those, Horn Francis is in a different category, particularly with his ceiling, consistently to those. Carl, would you go Bont in 3 trades this week or grab Whitfield in a week or 2 and save a trade and 80-odd K? Oh, gee. Probably depends how many trades you've got overall. Look, I think you've got to find a way to get Bontempelli either this week or next. So if by doing that Whitfield trade is going to mean that you miss Bontempelli in this price range, then I'd just be doing the 3 trades to get Bont. Don't miss him. If you can do both, which you probably can't, or you wouldn't have asked. But yeah, I'd probably go Bont. Luca, don't worry about Grundy Shorty LDU, the biggest problem. Yeah, mate. Our friend Luke, he is a pain in our ass, that man. Luke, Shorty, not you, Luke Davies Uniac. You're a pleasure, my friend. Shorty, are you going to do a goal kicking at Deakin over the holidays? Yeah, I think I will. My mate Jade Toop's got to let me know if he's still ready to challenge me. Might do it on a Sunday, maybe the middle Sunday of holidays, I reckon. Yeah, might put the feelers out, see who's interested. Tragic Gaming already have full primo, now making tweaks. Thoughts on trading Bolton and Johnson for McCarthy and McRae? Yeah, I like that, mate. I think, great calls. Johnson, got the buy. Bolton being a bit off the last couple of weeks and 2 really good inclusions there. I think that's a good call. Magpie, this was a shocker week. You had Sinclair, Dale, Rosie, Neal, Merritt, Cherry, Smith, all cost me plus Whitfield. Yeah. There were some stinkers in there. I was with you for a bit. The only ones I didn't have there were Neil and Rosie. But, yeah, the Whitfield one was a frustration. It really was. Just after he bounced back too. Galaxy, you given Morrows a try since your vid the other week? No, I haven't, mate. I haven't. I'm going to have to, though, bro. I'm going to have to. Leave it with me. You call that a sculling water? Oh, geez, you can't win with these guys, mate. You take small steps. You take small sips. God, you can't win sometimes. Ah, boys, I'm just mucking around with you, bro. I'm just having a bit of fun. You missed 12 days. 12th day is game day. Okay, so for Whitfield, so that means he's probably going to miss. I don't know. I don't want to go against David Zeta. Galaxy at work right now on break and really battling at the moment. All my mates are either on leave or sick, so it doesn't help. Oh, mate. That is a killer when work's just, you need your crew, mate. I hope you get through. When are you finishing? I hope it's not too late of a shift, so keep slogging away, mate. Hopefully listen to a bit of this. I don't know if you can listen to it while you're working, but hopefully we're getting you through. Flagcock, Shorty, really need your help. Should stickers on the laptop face upwards when others see it, or upside down when others see it, so that it is being seen when you close the lid and look at it. That's good. What do I do at work? I think I'm when I close it, it's upright to me. That's what I do. So stickers would be. Oh, what do I do? Oh, jeez. This is the question I didn't need. I just didn't realize this was a thing. We are tackling the big questions here. No, they'd have to be upright when your laptop is facing up, looking outwards. They'd have to be. Geez, I'm interested in you guys' thoughts now. This has got me. This has got me thinking. Maybe too much. I need another water. I need another tiny sip of water. Geez, that was tasty. Lukey, got to win the quiz this week. I'm due for a quiz win badly. Been close so far with the recent quizzes. Good luck, mates. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to it indeed. Won't be too far off now. Give it a halfer, 20 or 30. Hawksy, if I get Liddy, he will turn to shitty. Yeah, look, I mean, hopefully all he needs to do is hold his spot and score some solid numbers and just be a little cash guy, because he might not even get traded out, but he could be a nice downgrade. Oh, gee whiz, excuse me. Carl, imagine these characters questioning Shorty's technical knowledge while he's wearing that hat and radiating intellectual seriousness and deep thinking. Well, that's it, mate. I mean, I don't know how people are questioning it. This is clearly the look of a man who knows what he's talking about. My heartbeat's true. I'm having Hewitt on field for the rest of the year. I think that he scores quite well for me to be keeping on field, considering there are no massive scoring players in the forward line. Thoughts, mate? Oh, I think it's a bit of a risk we're talking Elijah Hewitt, I assume, because George would be fine, and you mentioned the forward line. So, no, I think that's a risk. I know he's scored reasonably well for a rookie, but no, I think I'll be looking to fill him out with someone else. Just talking to Magpies. No, he didn't even take any water in that time. I love the water analysis. This is something I was just unaware of. Josh, hey Shorty, only fielding 17 this week due to Carroll omitted. Should I do Carroll, Clark, Johnson for Liddy, Darcy, and 114k rookie, or Neil to Darcy for coverage? If I do the first two trades. If I do the first two trades with 23 primos and McCarthy, or just go sideways from Neil to someone for coverage. Leaning towards the first one, mate. Where are we? Carroll, Clark, Johnson, Liddy, Darcy. Yeah, look, I think the first one. Let's get Darcy in. I think Neil could still provide something. So, yeah, I'd be going the first one there, mate. Luke, I've got to win at least 10 quizzes this year. Hello. I think I've won 4 so far this year. We're all early on. Yeah, and I won a bit of a difference maybe with Kahoot and Blookett in the scoring. I'm not sure. I don't know. But no, this could be the day today, mate. This could be your time, Lukey, to smash the quiz tonight. The boys just having a bit of a chat there. VC going to Dacos. Look, you can never argue with that. I mean, he's got Jared Witts, who is sometimes tough opponent, but you can always rely on those guys. Good calls there. Windhager did nothing wrong last weekend. Well, I did see some footage. It looked like he flung a bit of a loose hand at Dacos's head, which isn't ideal. But I personally didn't like the kneeing into the back of the hammy. Like, it's not suspendable or anything, but I don't really like that. I'd be happy to not have that in our game personally. Hawksy, thanks, Shorty. Comfortably going Dacos to Dawson because you told me not to. Hawksy's in good form tonight. He's in good form. Thanks, mate. Carl or Mark Neal. Nobody else in the conversation. Absolute pinnacle areas. Now, what was this in reference to? I can't even remember. Was this? I don't think it was in reference to that, but that's all right. It'll all make sense in good time, eh? Luke, but in saying that, I've been saying every week, confident I can win the quiz. But stick with it, mate. I believe. Losing coach tomorrow night, sacked. Well, yeah, that was discussed. I mean, I don't really know what they're doing with Hinkley. Like, to me, like, why? It just doesn't make sense. I mean, this succession plan, it's like, if he goes really well, it sort of makes you think, why are we changing? And if he goes poorly, it sort of makes you go, well, what are we sticking around? We're going to move on anyway. Let's do it now. So I feel like they're almost just treading water. I'd make the call, I think. Is that legit? Surely not. That'd be insane. He's not going to leave the Pies. What's Sammy McClure got? Is he just taking the piss? Geez, that'd be wild if so. Steve, will bring my side to 23 premiums this week. In Bont, Darcy, McCarthy. We'll have 3 trades left for the year and could eye anyone in the mid 600s. Nice. Or in the mid at 600K. Or I have those 3 trades for injuries if bad luck. Yeah, good stuff, mate. I think that's pretty well set. 3-4 trades, not too bad. And yeah, plenty of good options around that 600K. I'd love to get my hands on Tom Green. He's one of my favourites, Tommy. Yanko, Luke Jackson, big pod, getting way too expensive. Yeah, he's flying. I must admit, like, I felt like the influence of Darcy, like as in Sean Darcy, might affect him more than it has. He's a gun. Like, he'll be in our sides for a long, long time, I reckon, many years to come. Because you'd imagine Darcy probably finds a different home next year. And Jackson is the sole ruck. Going to be a nice option for sure. G Money, not sure how safe their job security is, but think you're bringing mid-season draftee. Gee, mate, that was close, mate. You nearly had me there. The one that he's been bowling line and length, and he just threw that in there. It was close. Hawksy, I could get Luke Jackson if I robbed the bank. Stuart, if you could, who would you have as number 1 trade in this week? Number 1 trade in. Has to be out of Horn Francis and Darcy, purely on the break even. I'd say Horn Francis. It's very tricky. I mean, Bont's a big trade-in target as well, but he does have a break even of 100. So it's not like, I mean, if he scores 170 again, we're in trouble. But statistically, he would most likely score between 100 and 130. So his price isn't going to go drastically, you would hope. So I would say Horn Francis or Darcy with a slight lean to the Hornet. Hawksy, what happens if Horn Francis has an ice bath and he needs to be traded out? He's seen him well tonight, Hawksy. Oh, Jesus Christ, that's brutal. Yanko Petrarca, not the same player, maybe, and 90s average possible trade out. Yeah, look, he's not quite going as well as maybe we would have hoped. But yeah, he definitely falls into that category of a luxury trade. If you get to the stage where you're like, you know what? I can probably upgrade this bloke, but you might be at the point where if you don't have the trades, you may just have to hold on to some of these guys, which is the position I'm in. You know, like I've got Rankin, I've got Warner, I've got Merritt. You know, there's certainly no option for me to trade them out with only 8 trades left. But Flag Hawk, I was thinking about finishing with 6 trades, but I could go Whitfield, Johnson and Clark to Bont, Horn Francis to Liddy with $900 left. Nice. He just got in there, and then upgrade Carroll with Gray, El Hooley, Pedler to get Whitfield when he's cheaper and still finishes my team with 6 trades. Okay. Well, yeah, look, mate, I mean, if you can get Whitfield cheaper, I think that's a good call. Like, finishing the side, like we said earlier, with 6 trades is pretty good. Steve, by the way, what's been going on? What is with the hat, shorty? Since when have you figured out this technology and have questions on the screen? Yeah, I know, mate. Look, the hat, I don't know. The hat just came on the TikTok stream and it's just stayed on for some reason. But yeah, I've been all right, mate. I've been all right. Look, good to see you back in the comments, mate. I've been rolling the questions on screen for probably most of the year, maybe the last 10 or so weeks. But yeah, I think it works well. I think people gave me some feedback, and I thought, you know what? Let's see if I can work this technology out. And surprisingly, I did. But look, Shorty, do you reckon Suns make the 8? They better make it, but they should be winning games when they play so well and have a good lead like the Giants game. They should not have let that slip. I do think they'll make the 8. Yeah, I do. But you're right. That was one that got away. They were playing some of the best footy they've played all year, and then they've managed to drop it. So, yeah, disappointing performance. They still have a way of just being a bit untrustworthy, but I do feel like they'll make the 8. Yanko, Shorty, where's the jumper and beanie, mate? Rug up, champ. Yeah, mate, it is fresh. I just heard it starting to really pour down rain outside too. So, yeah, heater is on, my guys. Heater is on. And, yeah, after this stream, we'll be chucking the doona on, getting on the couch, make myself a Milo, and, yeah, it's going to be nice. It's going to be nice. Trippy Blue, how are we, Daniel? Been thinking about you lately at night recently. It's been too long. Ooh, Jesus Christ, that's deep. Please leave your name and number below. Oh, goodness me. Magpies going to either McRae. No, he's not talking McRae. He is talking Macca's or KFC tomorrow. $10 budget, best options at both. Look, I'm definitely KFC. Like, controversial, right? I don't really eat much at Macca's. I'll go a sundae or a little Oreo McFlurry or something. I like their dessert options. The meals and stuff doesn't do much for me. But KFC, what can you get for $10? You know, you got a little go bucket in there. Try and find something nugget related, I reckon. That's the way I'd play it. But they've probably got some box on sale or something, and they normally do, mate. But go the KFC option. Get that extra salt on the chips, man. Do it for sure. Steve, sorry, recounting my side, and I'm bringing it to 24 primos. Oh, wow. That's impressive. That's impressive. Hey, Jack, what's going on, mate? What time's the quiz? We'll try and make it. Yeah, we'll do it about 8:50. So I'll probably put the code out in about 10 minutes and then wait for people to roll in. So probably start in 15 or so. But good to see you, mate. AFL champion. Shorty, as a North fan, I can't mentally put Horn Francis in my team. I know it hurts me, but I'm serious. Yeah, mate, I totally get it. Look, sometimes there's those players where you're just like, nah, never will. Like, even like for me, I was like, Dane Zorko, you're not coming in, mate. But Horn Francis, he's at a pretty good price, bro. Galaxy Wolf, I would come to the Gold King, but nervous you might be a catfish. Bro, get there, mate. It'd be great to see you, brother. Finish work at midnight. Jeez. Can you just chuck Shorty in the earbuds, mate? Or what are you doing? What's your play? About 3 hours left, mate. I hope you got a break in between then and there. Bo, Shorty, should I use 400k left upgrade to Gorn with 4 trades left and 2 upgrades? Or what do I do? Or well, with 4 trades left and 2 upgrades, that's going to run things pretty tight. I'd almost feel like Gorn's too expensive, and we're going to have to spread that 400k a little wider. You know, try and get Mills and Darcy, you know, a bit cheaper guys. I don't know if you need a midfield spot, but there are some, you know, there's always some midfielders at a cheaper price. They might not be the best of the best, but if you're running pretty light, you might have to back in a Paddy Cripps or a Jai Newcomb, you know, at a cheap price and they're out of form, yeah. But I'd be trying to upgrade that side with, yeah, I'd try to do it and still have 1 trade at least left for an injury or something like that. Magpies, laptop sticker should be upside down when open. Should be upside down when open. This is blowing my mind. I'm going to go into work tomorrow and see what my laptop actually does. Zukia, we're going to need a live Morrow reaction and review next week, mate. Yeah, I might have to do that. I should do that little TikTok video. I was going to go on TikTok and review rank some favorites as well in the favorites box. Maybe that's something I'll do. VC Darcy to Dacos. I probably wouldn't go Darcy, to be honest. I know he's running hot, but I probably wouldn't feel like he's in the captaincy mix as opposed to some others, but I think Dacos is a fair call. Thoughts on full stops? I personally think they're a bit small. Yeah, more of a comma guy myself. Yeah, that's fair. Harry, g'day, Shorty. 8 trades left and 1 boost. Oh, I thought the boost was extinct, mate. There you go. Thinking Bolton to Bont and Clark to Butler in 2, or use the boost and go Neil to Wanganeen Miller and Sims Johnson to May Rouston. Yeah, I'd lean towards the boost, mate. I really like the price of Wanganeen Miller. I think, sounds like you've got enough trades there to make that work. So I think that luxury trade's a fair play, mate. I'll give that a pass. Yeah, he may well be, Magpies. He may well be. And he's entitled to do that. But from a club point of view, I don't know what they're doing. Hawksy, what happens is Blues and Port draw. Do Hinkley and Voss swap jobs? Yeah. Oh, mate, the way they're going, they may well. They may well. Yanko, succession plans are useless, absolutely crazy waste of time. Yeah, tend to agree. Like, there's been some stages where they've worked, like probably with Melbourne and even, Roos to Longmire. But, yeah, I feel like more often than not, it's just a comical media show and it just goes on for ages. But Carl, Darcy, Shorty, can a key forward really keep this up? Had so many key forwards stay in the underpants over the years. Well, this is why I've been saying Horne-Francis over Darcy, because I know he's absolutely on fire. Don't get me wrong. But, yeah, I tend to agree, Carl. He is a young key forward. He has to throw in some poor ones. I mean, maybe he's the next bloody Wayne Carey or Paul Salmon, whatever you want to say. But so he's the sort of guy that can defy those things that we normally associate with key forwards. But yes, I think there's more chance that he is inconsistent as opposed to Horne-Francis. But at the price, they're both plays. Luke, tomorrow could be the clash of teams with new coaches for next season. Very much could be, mate. Very much. TK Drop Bear. Good evening, Shorty. Would you drop Rankin or Warner for Horne-Francis? Have a good one, mate. Thank you, mate. You too. Look, this comes under the category of luxury trade. So if you can do that and still finalize the rest of your team with 3 or 4 trades, then yes, I would do it, because we're trading out guys who are a bit out of form for guys who are in form. I think it's a good call, but don't make that trade if it's going to be at the sacrifice of your team in round 20, or you're going to cut yourself way too short on the trades front. So only if your trades can allow. Luke, I'd actually like to see Stuart Dew coach the Blues next season, but that probs won't happen. Yeah, they don't often get a second coming, do they? So I reckon he may struggle to get back, Stewie, but it's a bloody tough gig, that coaching. You don't get too many chances. Yanko, Tom Stewart flying under the radar. Yeah, he probably is, actually. Look, he's been back to form, and I think a few people are probably a bit gun shy on him. Like, I think in years gone by, if we saw Stewart at this price, yeah, we'd absolutely launch at him. But I must admit, I was worried about him early in the year, particularly as a Cats fan, but he's responded really well, and he looks fit. He looks back to his best. Early in the year, that knee was definitely giving him some troubles. Hawksy, they must really not like winning if they get Stewie Dew. Bo, Shorty, are you ever going to get Gorn this year? Well, yeah, I'm trying. My plan has been one of LDU or Will Ashcroft, whoever's out of form at the time, to upgrade to Gorn. But look, at the moment, I just don't have the cash to do it. And there's other guys that I feel are better price points, like Horne-Francis, Bont, and Darcy. So I'm probably going shopping in the slightly discounted bin, And if I can get Gorn, yeah, absolutely. But I just don't want to. I could get Gorn, like I could, because I got the money. But would that be at the disadvantage of the rest of my team? And I've got a field I've got to bloody field Luke Pedler or Husway. You know what I mean? So I think eventually he could end up in my flex, but he's been a tough one to get, hasn't he? Hawksy with the serious note. Are we underestimating how important flex is going to be? If you've got cover on even 2 lines with DPP and you can probably get 23 on field every week with an injury. Yeah, look, I think the flex is important, no doubt. It's important, but I feel like it's simple as well. Like, we just want to get 23 premiums, don't we? Like, it's as simple as that. The flex will, it'll cover the worst score on our 22 and, ideally coverage other places too. But, let's try and get 23 premiums would be the play, wouldn't it? Favorite glue stick brand. I can't remember the last time I used a glue stick, mate. Is that sad? I don't know. Kai, going to have to keep Sheldrick as a player that will score 80s, sometimes tons. Don't have enough trades to get him out. Fair enough. And look, there will be guys that we do have to hold through. To be fair, Sheldrick's not the worst option. Like, he is a pretty good scorer for his price point. Hopefully I don't know if you're holding him on field or not, but Carl, what's the minimum number of trades left coming out of the buyers with a full side that Shorty feels the trademark Shorty level of confidence on? Yeah, look, for me, the number is 3. I reckon it's 3, ideally 4. I'm nervous at 2. So, what have we got? Best part of 7 or 8 weeks after buys, something like that. 7, I think it is. A lot can happen in that time. So, even if it's just a resting towards later in the year, Collingwood could have it sewn up at top spot and Dacos gets rested. You just want to trade him for your league grand final, that type of thing. Because even with the pre-finals bye, we've still seen players rested. So I feel like 3 is comfy, 4 is ideal, but I'm going to be uncomfortable because the way I've had, the type of year I've had, I'm probably going to be hitting probably 2 or 3 by the time it's fully complete. Flag Hawk, Shorty, really need your help. Oh, yeah, we touched on this, didn't we? We touched on this, mate. I'm just as confused as I was before. Shorty is so SuperCoach brain, he sees Maccas as, yeah. I was locked in, mate. I was locked in. Just petrol, mate. Just the petrol, bro. 5 chicken nuggets, large chips, large popcorn chicken, and raspberry free. Is that going to get you under $10, mate? That'd be elite. JK Shorty, what's your thoughts on HSP? Mine is lamb with garlic and sweet chili with chicken, salt on the chips. Oh, Jesus, making me hungry. Yeah, I would definitely go. I think the garlic sauce, good call. Probably roll the chicken for me. The chicken, salt on the chips. That's man. Now I just wish I had that. Far out. My Milo's just not going to cut it. I had KFC on the weekend. It was bloody good. You feel like an absolute piece of shit afterwards, though. You just feel so good buying it. You're like, oh, it smells good. That first chip, you're like, oh, how amazing. Then after about 6 nuggets, you're like, I am a disgusting man. You're just like, I am a pig of a human. But it's tasty. So, Carl, Shorty supporting the local shops with their milkshakes and vanilla slice over the multinationals like Macca's, leading by example. Shorty's colours do not run. That's it, mate. Head to your local bakeries, guys. Just support the local ice creameries. Come on, that's got to be the play. Steve, yeah, I just haven't been tuning into the YouTubers as much this year. Just on the occasion I see your stream, or the weeks I'm too busy and leaving it too late to think about it. No, that's all right, mate. Pleasure to have you anytime you find the opportunity throughout the week, mate. It's good to see you. Harry, Shorty, worth holding Clark and Johnson over Sard, Sims, Gray types. Yeah, definitely Sard and Sims. Gray, he was dropped, wasn't he? So, yeah, I think so. I think, particularly Johnson, who still has a reasonably good break even. Obviously, that 30 is concerning. But, yeah, I think so. I think it is worthwhile. Aiden, yo, how's the SuperCoach, mate? Yeah, not too bad, mate. Look, it's been better. We've had better years. In fact, I don't think I've had worse years. But we'll just play it safe next year. We'll just play a straight line. But Shorty's really paid the price for some risky calls early on, and we're still trying to work that rank back. But I hope your side's going better than mine. The SuperCoach is shit this year. Here, Aiden, don't ask. Whoa. I feel like Darcy versus Cos Swans, no key defenders. Fair enough. Look, he could go bang. He really could. But I'm probably going to go Butters, but time will tell. King, still trying to pull myself together after I went Whitfield as captain. Oh, no way. That is just brutal, mate. I am sorry to even read that. Yeah, it is subpar indeed. Subpar indeed, mate. Look, it's 8:52. We'll get the quiz out in a sec. What have we got here? I love Studi. Do I trade Archer Reed for Harry Boyd, Neil to Horn Francis, then Tom Lynch to Ben Keys, or do I trade Reed to Boyd, Boxall to Liddy, then go Lynch to Darcy? Look, I do think Darcy's the play, mate. I heard Ben Keys was mentioned in the TikTok as well, but I'm just not on board Keys at all. Like, I know he's scoring well and he's playing okay. Like, what's he done? You know, he's rolled off, 4 really nice scores and he's at 450. But look, he's a no from me. I mean, he's a consistent guy who averages in the 80s, really. So I'd go Darcy for sure, mate. Shorty, we need one of your Tinder stories sometime. Oh, mate. I can't really tell them because me bloody students watch this, but I'll try and think of something somewhat interesting to tell you. But I do miss telling a few stories of that nature. But I'll be called into the principal's office if I get it a bit too MA 15 plus. I will. Ranked 41, finishing team this week with McCarthy and McKercher in the team, going for the 50K, mate. I love that. Keep me posted on that, bro. Good luck. That's exciting. All right, let's get this Kahoot going, shall we? If I can remember my password. Yep, there we go. So, yeah, of course, we do it on Kahoot now, which most of you guys would know. But if you're new to it, yeah, feel free to jump in. I'll give you a code in a moment. All right. 4672806 is the code. There you go, guys. Get stuck into that. Now find out, where was I? Horsehead. Dacos going to go bigger than Shorty at the Rippers. Outrageous. Oh, speaking of outrageous, amusement. Dan the handsome man. Hello. Sam Darcy is a horrible pick, guys. Don't pick key forwards. Very bad at football. That's my captain for the rest of the year. He's a big Bulldogs man, this guy. He loves him. Jake, do I have a joke? Do you have a joke for us, Shorty? Jeez, do I have a joke? Gosh. I don't know if I do. Does anyone have a joke out there? Gosh, joke off the top. Man. It's a tough one, bro. That's a tough one. Joke without notice, man. You might have to give me some thinking time, Jakey boy. Harry, Shorty, Wanganeen, Miller, and Rouston versus Bolton and McKercher. McKercher, Rouston would be my 22nd, and McCarthy my 23rd. I would. I'd be preferring Wanganeen, Miller, and Rouston. It's a bit mid prices versus a gun primo, but yeah, I'm going to back in the gun primo, mate. Amusement, Geelong more like, gee, that was a long day for you clowns. There's your joke, guys. There's your joke. Amusement's delivered. Aiden, which was your favourite white t-shirty at the category of, oh, mate. Sitting on me bed over there, that bloody shirt, the bad luck charm. No bloody good. No bloody good. Magpies, would you rather have to change your t-shirt every time you open your phone or sleep in a suit every night for the rest of your life? Wow. One of the real joys is jumping into bed and being comfortable. I could not sleep in a suit every night. Changing my shirt, that would be inconvenient. Like, I would simply have to decrease my phone use. I really would. So I'd be changing my shirt every time I open my phone. But gonna need a lot of shirts. All right, let's have a bit of a look through, see if there's any names that we haven't got to. Oh no, we're somewhat up to date, really. Oh, here we go. Yeah, this will be interesting. We've got Lana in the house. How do you make a pool table laugh? There we go. How do you make a pool table laugh, Lana? I know how Josh would make it laugh. GRB, 3 hours to test cricket for the West Indies. Yeah, mate. Shocking time, isn't it? Like, that's going to be a rough one to try and watch, I tell you. Theo, is it wrong to stick with Tom McCarthy in the 23 until season's end? I think it could be a bit like, I feel like he'd be losing points. Like, if he keeps up that ability to score 90s and 100s, that'd be pretty impressive. So I'd be surprised. I feel like we'd want to eventually upgrade or change. Tickle its balls. It's not bad. That'd probably make me laugh too. So it's not bad there from Lana. That's not bad at all. Trying to think, most of the jokes are a bit risque, but gee whiz. All right, how's the quiz going, guys? Or what have I done here? Yeah, how many we got in here? We got 21. Anyone want to join the quiz that hasn't already? You can jump in right over here. That's where you want to be. We got 50 in here. We only got 20 in the quiz. I'd love to get it up to 30. Jump in if you want. Whoa. That escalated quickly. Aiden, have you ever heard Geelong and Contender in the same sentence every year bar last week? Oh, jeez. I plan to join, but they call me Geelong Cat, so I probably won't show up. Look, Amusement, you just worry about your Bulldogs, mate. You know, you're a bloody inconsistent side, man. I remember it wasn't that long ago we knocked you boys off, okay? So you just wait till finals time, mate. The Cats will be fine. Just a little blip last week. We will be up and about come September, mate. Still my premiership tip. Steve, is the cricket a free stream on ABC website? That's a great question. I know last series was like on Prime, but gee, that reminds me, I've got to unsubscribe to that. Better do that after this. But yeah, that's actually a good question. I'm not sure. All right, let's answer Isaac's question, and then we're going to start the quiz. Isaac, do you think it's worth going down to 2 trades if I can move Bolton and Neil to Bont and Darcy or Horn Francis full primo? Yeah, I do. Definitely Bolton. Like, I don't know if it has to be both to do, can it be one or the other? I'd probably keep Neil and keep 3 trades, but I'd feel a bit more confident with 3 trades. But definitely definitely an improvement to your side having those guys. But yeah, maybe the 3 trade element just gives you that slight bit extra buffer. But hopefully that helps, mate. Look, Tiger Rewalt's in the house. Look out. Good to see him, mate. Good to see him. All right, guys, let's get stuck into it. Let's get into the quiz. We got, oh, yeah, nice. We got 30 in there. Good stuff. Good stuff. I think most of these questions related to the weekend. Sometimes I have a few like historical ones, but I think I just smashed it out going through the fixture and just, yeah, ended up getting 12 questions. But Logan Morris has kicked back-to-back 5-goal hauls, but how old is he? 19, 20, 21, or 22? All right, everyone is in, and he is 20. Most people thought he was 19. There you go. Tiger Rewalt, Lukey Mack, Strong Army, Brook, and Shorty F6 in 5th. Off to a nice start. What was North Melbourne's lead at 3/4 time before the Blues fought back? All too late from the Blue Baggers, but what were North up by? 46, 42, 49, or 44? 46. Again, a bit of a spread there. 42 was a bit of a call as well. Lukey Mack goes to top. Strong Army, Brook, Shorty F6, and Tiger Rewalt. Shorty's Pookie is up 3 places. Well done to my Pookie. Question 3. Jack Sinclair had his lowest possession count of the year on Saturday night with how many touches? 21, 17, 19, or 20? Wasn't fun watching this one. Never good when you have that sort of a game and he's in your team. Nice. A lot of yous all over that one. He had 19 touches. Lukey Mack stays on top. Shorty's F6. Tiger Rewalt, Shorty's Pookie, and Strong Army. Macca up 5 places. Good stuff. Tommy Papley returned to the Swans lineup from the weekend. What number did he wear for the first 2 seasons of his career? 39, 11, 44, or 41? What did Pap roll with for the first couple of seasons? Or the number 41. 18, he got that right. Nicely done. Lukey Mack, Shorty F6, Tiger Rewalt. They stay the same. LDU's an inbred. He's up to 4th, and Brook is into 5th. Power Hen up 11 places. Good stuff. Of Adam Treloar's 3 clubs, who has he played the most games for? Giants, Collingwood, or the Dogs? So interesting that he hasn't played 100 games for any of his clubs. Wouldn't it be crazy if he played like, I don't know, 260 games and never got on a locker? That'd be bizarre. And there you go. Most people getting that right. It is the Pies. Bit of movement, but Lukey Mack, he means business. So does Tiger Rewalt, Shorty F6, Brook up to 4th. And then Yu Yan the Pan is into 5th. And that's some sort of name. New coming to the top 5 there. Let's see what we can do. How many clearances did Tom Green have on the weekend? Bit of a big deal. Was well spoken about. So if you watch any of the shows, I reckon it would have come up. But did he have 18, 16, 14, or 12? Love that goalie kick too. The double candy. You don't see the double candy often. And not from Tom Green. Like, he was impressive. 16 clearances. A lot of you got that right. The majority, nicely done. But Tiger Rewalt must have been just quicker and steals the top spot from Lukey. LDU's an inbred. He's up 4 places. Question 7. Despite Green's impressive performance, who did the coaches award the votes to? Or the most votes to, I should say. So we're talking AFL coaches' votes here. I think Green had 7 and this player had 9. And again, I think this one's pretty straightforward. So I think I've got a couple of trickier ones coming up for you, but it was, of course, Noah Anderson, dominant with 42 touches. Couple of changes, though. Brooks into third, Bowes into fourth. So, yeah, a little bit of a change up there. The Pan stays in fifth. Sam Darcy kicked 5 goals on the weekend, but what is his biggest haul? Has he kicked 8 before? 6, 7, 5? Was the weekend his career best? He has kicked a 7. So I was out of 6 and 7. So we might have a shake up here. Oh boy. I think Lukey might have got that wrong. Tiger Rewald, he extends his lead. Bowes up to second. Yuyan the Pan. He's into third. Connor. Welcome Connor to the leaderboard. He's fourth. Same with Lukey Libber. He is fifth. So it's tightening up here. Question 9. Geelong only had 3 goal kickers against Brisbane. Who did not kick a goal on Friday night? Tyson Stengel, Shannon Neal, Graham Myers, or Jeremy Cameron? I mean, I think most of us know that Jezza kicked 4, hence we only had 3 goal kickers. So we're looking for 2 other blokes that just kicked 1 on a tough night for the Cats. It was Stengel. So that really split things up there. Tiger Rewalt Main's on top. Butters, Brownlow goes bang straight up to second. Shorty F6, he's back. Bo, Yuyan the Pan. There you go. So he's down to 5th, but Butters Brownlow just shooting up the leaderboard there. Dante Vicentini's brother debuted for the Bombers on Thursday night. What is his name? I think this is pretty easy. I just picked 4 random V names, but is he Vince, Victor, Vigo, or Vernon? Don't even know how to bloody say half of them. Surely we all know this should be, yeah, comfortable there. Comfortable. So no real change there. No real change. Shorty F6, he's on a 3-question streak. 2 questions to go. Charlie Curnow did not lay a tackle on the weekend. How many times has he now done this in 2025? So again, this was a bit of a stat that was brought up a bit on a few of the footy shows that I was watching. So how many times this year has he not laid a tackle for a game? 4, 10, 5, or 7? Answer is 7. So not good there from Charlie on the defensive pressure. And Shorty F6 goes to the top. He's taken over Tiger Rewalt. Connor's up to 3rd. Butters Brownlow's 4th. Support Bakeries is 5th, and we respect that name. So Shorty F6, can he hold on? Final question. Which of these North Young Guns was drafted highest? Of course, pick 1 being the highest. And we're not talking numerical here. We're talking highest up the draft order. Colin McKercher, my mate Luke Davies-Uniacke, Harry Sheasel, or George Wardlaw? Colby McKercher, he was picked 2. I think Davies-Uniacke was maybe 4, and I think Wardlaw was 4, and I think Sheasel was 3. All right, in 3rd place is Bo. 2nd place, we have Shorty F6, so he lost the lead. Is this Tiger Rewald or is this Butters Brownlow? Butters Brownlow's done it. He's done it. Look at that crazy panda just jumping around. Tiger Rewald's 4th. Yuyan the Pan is 5th. Wow, that's a new winner, I think. Let me know if you've won it before. Good stuff. Good stuff. Let's have a look at the overall leaderboard. All right, what do we have here? So, yeah, we had those guys. Then Kat Hawkins. Feel like we didn't call them at all. And boom, they were 6th. Connor, Caitlin, Macca, Support Bakeries. How good. We love it. Then we had Ripper, Lukey Mack, Luke Liver, Digby Morrell. That's outrageous. Oh, geez. That's some good stuff there. So who was Butters Brownlow? Oh, Lukey's not happy with the finish. Now, where is he? Where is Butters Brownlow? Who's claiming it? Hey, Shorty and Shorty's friend. Uh, has anyone claimed it? Who is Butters Brownlow? Oh no, Tiger Rat. We can't be doing this, mate. We can't be doing this. Top 10. Just do not have Luke's cliche game, clutch game. Oh, jeez. Oh, look out. Here we go. Okay. Well played. Well played. Sorry, mate. Sorry, mate. I just was a bit slow on the uptake there. Boom. Boom. There we go. Sorry, guys. I was just scrolling through the bloody comments, mate. Jesus Christ. Nah, it's okay, mate. Well played. Well, and where did you appear from? Were you just lurking in the? I haven't seen your name all session, and then boom, just wins the quiz. Hey, I respect it. Just lurking in the dark shadows, and then bang, takes the whole quiz out. Well played. Nice stuff, guys. Good stuff. Well, I might roll on to the couch and yeah, take it easy. Professional yapper. Tell you what, Aiden's woken up and he's been a bit angry today. Aiden's been a bit angry today. There's no doubt about that. Oh boy, good stuff. Good stuff. What's wrong with Kahoot, mate? What's going on? At least Kahoot doesn't kick people out, you know. Jeez. No worries, Magpies. Thanks, mate. Thanks, Flaghawk. You're a good man. Thanks, mate. Oh, no. Aiden's a little hungry. Oh, no. All right, guys. We're going to wind it up. Thanks very much for your questions and comments. Always appreciate it, even at this stage of the season when, you know, things getting tough in the SuperCoach world. But we've got a few trades left. We've got a few things we can do, but I do appreciate you guys that, stick around throughout the whole year. And, oh, here we go. What's Kahoot doesn't show the correct answers, doesn't show leaderboard, doesn't show who got points. Okay. That is a tough one, mate, but I feel like even though that's annoying, it is better than you getting kicked out randomly, which a lot of people are getting kicked out randomly. Well, this lad's just rolled in. We haven't seen him all day, but we'll get to him. Hey, Shorty, bro, sell Rosie for Bont, then leave me with 22 premiums and McCarthy and the flex, or 23 premiums and no Bont. Oh, jeez. Oh, man, that's tricky. Just get Bont. Get Bont. Look, I don't really like having McCarthy on your 23 the whole time, but, you know, we've got the flex for already. Get Bont, I reckon, mate. Get Bont. All right, guys. We'll talk to you soon. I'll be back on Thursday night for me preview. Thanks again. Appreciate all your comments and contributions. It's always a pleasure. I'll chat soon. Cheers, guys.